It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you. I have the unique experience of being a student of Garfield High School, a teacher assistant, a teacher, a dean, assistant principal, and even principal for the summer. So I know Garfield High School in and out. Unfortunately, ever since I was a young person, Garfield High School was known for a great football team, a great marching band, but also for the drugs, the gangs, the high dropout rate, and all the other social issues that you can imagine. It was not considered a safe school. It was considered the school of Jaime Escalante, of the classic, the East LA Classic that everybody knows about, but that was it. The media was there for all the negative stories, and it was not seen as a positive place to be at. But we changed all of that. I was very fortunate to be welcomed back as an assistant principal, as an administrator, to be able to make some changes. I was very fortunate that the Los Angeles Unified School District took a proactive approach. Many of the people in this room, Nancy, Laura, Carla, Dr. Perkins, everybody, Isabel, in 2007, they said, we will implement the Discipline Foundations policy, and we will lower our suspension rates. We will make our schools safe, positive, welcoming places for all of our students. Now, at first, my reaction, I have to be honest, was, well, what do they really know about running a school? Do they realize with the gang problem, the drug problem, we need to suspend kids? But they forced us into these meetings, and we had to read this literature. They pointed out our data, in front of everyone else and kind of embarrassed us. It was quite an experience. But there was something to it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a closer look at this. And I read the articles they gave us. I looked at the data. I saw the trends. I saw what was really going on at Garfield. And we said, okay, we're going to comply. We formed a discipline and safety committee, and we did it the Bulldog way, the Garfield way. We said, we're not going to have all these bunch of cost meeting, safety collaborative, discipline foundations this, and all these other acronyms. We were in 12 meetings a month. We're going to have one efficient Bulldog meeting, and we invited all the stakeholders, students, classified, parents, classroom teacher, out-of-classroom teacher, administration, and our community partners as well. We realized that we were suspending kids at alarming rates in that big umbrella of defiance. When you couldn't figure out what they did wrong, number 11, defiance. That's where we're going to put it, and we pushed our kids out. So we formed this committee. We began to learn from the students. We began to learn from the parents' perspective. We formalized our plans, but most importantly, we were faithful in our implementation. So what happened? Well, I went to this training one day because law enforcement was our partners. And they said, Mr. Rubalcaba, we're going to pay for this expensive training. And this wonderful presenter showed this slide. This is not the picture. I just used a stock photo. But it was a student who had murdered his parents. And after he murdered his parents, he took their vehicle and went up to a school and shot it up. It wasn't just Columbine. It wasn't just Virginia Tech. There's been violence across the nation in alarming rates every single day, and now even more so with cyberbullying. And this student made this statement, I'd rather be wanted for murder than not wanted at all. And I said, oh my God, I am contributing to that school to prison pipeline. I am pushing our kids out because we are suspending our kids. I am not supporting our kids in a positive way. And I said, enough is enough. We are going to take suspension off the menu. We are on an island. We're on an island, and we have canned food, we have a can opener, we have matches, but we don't have suspensions, okay? So we're going to figure it out. We're gonna anticipate what the pushback is. Teachers are going to say, you're undermining me, Mr. Rubalcaba. You're taking away my authority. So we trained our teachers first. We went on an online discipline referral system that the district offered us. We used the rubric that Laura created. We used all the tools that the district provided us, and we faithfully implemented them with our students, with our parents, with our teachers, with everyone. So all those problems we anticipated, we prevented them. We shared this information with our external partners. So what happened? From over 600 suspensions in 2004 to one suspension 2010-11 school year. One suspension 2011-12 school year. And guess what happened? Our API went up 75 points. How did that happen? Okay? The relationship between positive behavior supports and academic achievement is there. From a toxic culture to a positive culture, to being one of the most parent-friendly schools in the district, to being highlighted in the Associated Press, in the daily news, not nationally, internationally, okay? To being a model for schools to follow And Sacramento sent legislators over to Garfield High School. 20 of them flew in, said, how in the heck did you do it? People flew in from New York. People flew in from out of state. And they were actually haters. They didn't believe that we really did it. They thought, you are fudging the numbers, to not say the other word. Okay, so we opened the doors and we said, come on in, check it out. And all of those haters became believers when they saw what we were doing. Even a student pushed back. We didn't suspend him. We kept him in school. His parent came into shadow, and he said, God, Mr. Rubalcaba, just suspend me. I can't take this anymore. And somebody called me from Sacramento and said, Mr. Rubalcaba, we're using the Garfield story as the model to follow in the new legislation. Here's the data. It shows it. It's on the CDE website. You can confirm it. I showed you some pictures. Here's our philosophy. We do not have bad students at Garfield High School, only good students who sometimes make bad decisions. We need to support them. The power of love in education. I'm going to say it again. The power of love in education. When students know that you love them and you care about them, they will step up. They will meet your expectations. And we supported our parents here. We give certificates for students. I'm going to finish with this. He who opens a school door closes a prison. Victor Hugo. He who opens a positive school door closes a prison. And this diagram was created by the Discipline Foundation's policy. This is kind of created by LAUSD. Be safe, be respectful, be responsible, be positive. Thank you.